Hey! Hello and welcome to Gina Warrior Princess. The first week I didn't lose or gain anything, so 100% zero change, which is a little bit deflating, especially because the week after I put on 1.7 kilos, which is 3.7 pounds. I've just been struggling lately. Like it's just really hard. At the moment. I just seem to be slipping. But I've come up with a few ways to get myself through these. Hopefully they'll work, and hopefully one day down the track when I've managed to lose lots of weight, we will look back at this time and go, ah, ha, 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 ah, ha, 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 that silly time where we thought, doom and gloom, we're skinny now. So, the first point that I have for you today is focus on the times that you struggle with, not the times that are easy. I remember hearing once someone saying, "Oh, I diet really well between meals," but yeah, and that is it's true though. It's easy to stick to things when it's easy. So for me, my easy days are the weekdays because that's when I have a routine, and that's when I eat the same kinds of things and I put them all into my calorie counting app, and it's very easy because of that routine of set breaks with eating and set types of foods that I'm just used to having. It's very easy to stick to that. My problem is when I get to the evenings sometimes, but mostly the weekends. That is when all hell breaks loose. Honestly, it's just like I am a vacuum cleaner, and instead of dust particles, I am just inhaling fatty foods. And sometimes I just can't seem to stop. I don't know what it is, but you're just sitting there and you're just like, you shouldn't be eating it. Even as you're putting it in your mouth, you know that this is going to take you in a direction that you don't want to be in on the scales. But you just keep doing it. And then afterwards you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But at the time, it's just like, it's like watching a car heading towards and then crashing into a wall in slow motion without anything that you seem to be able to do about it. So, I urge you to do two things. One, consciously write down when your tricky times are, and so that you're aware of them and so that you think about them when they happen. And two, I want you to set up a routine for these times if possible, or a plan of what you're going to eat before you get there so that you eat the right thing. Also, don't stop weighing yourself. I know it can be the most depressing thing to think of when you've had a tough week that you know you're going to get on the scales and you know you're going to have gone up. But I can tell you the easiest way to fall off the wagon is to stop weighing yourself. Even if you're faced with something bad, that is still better for you than not looking at all, because then you run the risk of putting on a lot of weight, and then that's just more you're going to have to try and get off later on. Like, you just don't want to fall backwards. So even if you've put on a bit of weight, just looking at it, it might be depressing, but just let it motivate you. Just don't stop weighing yourself. I personally weigh myself on the Wii Fit, which I've had for years now, but I think it's quite cool because it graphs my weight. I'll give you a little look at that. As you can see, I started out really strong. Look at that, starting all the way up there and going all the way down there. But as happens with weight, got a bit shitter. It's still going down slightly, but there's definitely a plateau from like hello into like this. So I'm just showing you that this is normal, and that if you're experiencing this, I hope to prove to you over time that this is just a phase and that you will still lose weight over time, and that even though I did have this plateau on my graph, I still lost weight eventually. So, gosh, that's just not very good right now. That's okay. It is hard. You just hit a bit that just gets hard, and you just have to push through that. It's like if you were given birth, and like it's hard, but damn, once you get those head and shoulders out, the rest of that thing just gonna get used to it. And that's my next point, is that you need to make it a routine. You need to make it just happen. So the first part's the hard part, because a routine takes a long time to set up to the point where you don't even think about it anymore, you just do it. And that's the goal, because then once you just do it and you don't even think about it, it's not going to be hard for you anymore, you know? Like, it's like learning to drive a stick. I don't know if you've ever done that, but when you first start, it feels like you are never going to be able to do that. You just see people just doing it so casually, and you're like, you're not even thinking about it. How are you doing that? And then one day you're driving a stick, and you're just like, man, I'm just driving it, and I'm not even thinking about it. When did that transition happen? And it's the same thing, you know, like, you've just got to make it so seamless that you just do it all the time and you don't even think about it. And that is how skinny people do. Well, not skinny people, but, you know, people who have had successful weight loss, that is what they've done. It's not a big deal anymore. It's not a big struggle. They've just worked it into a routine that becomes part of life. Routine and patterns that you stick to is the way to go. It's the mindset to adopt to succeed. And the other thing that I think will help you, that I'm focusing a bit more on again this week, is substitutes. For example, stevia is a very great natural substitute for sugar. Konjac noodles, or miracle noodles, as they're sometimes referred to, are really great replacements for noodles. So, you know, using these things is really great for you to make it a little bit easier for yourself. Have some sweet things, have some noodles. They're not going to cost you all of your calories. So, yeah, just keep battling, and I'm going to do the same. Sorry, I'm not very inspirational at the moment, but hopefully some of my ideas will work out for me, and then you'll be able to let them work out for you. Yeah, sticking to it. Good luck. Peace out.